Okay, that's Peter with Beyond the Cane Pole. I'm still on the same day I was, which was Monday, fishing. I may put a little time between posting the videos, or I'm gonna upload them, but I'm just not gonna publish them at the same time. At any rate, there was something else I wanted to talk to y'all about. In February, my wife found out that they had about a month before her job title description job at her work was going to be no longer a position at that particular with her company. They're a government contractor. They do work on the military base, shipping, receiving. I could probably tell you, yeah, they have supply ships that are out there in the Atlantic, and they come into port ever so often. And my wife's work is responsible for rotating out stock, rotating out vehicles, maintenance on the vehicles they get in to put back on the next ship, stuff like that. As a military contractor, you have a contract for however many years, 5, 4, 3, whatever it is. I think it's a 5-year contract generally. Company bids on the contract. Whoever bids the lowest is usually who wins the contract, assuming that they're capable of doing the job. Well, the company my wife works for has won the past 2 contracts, and they won this one as well. They actually won a contract from a company my wife was working for, and they kept all the employees, so usually that's the case. This time, however, when they did the contract, they had to do some restructuring. Mainly it was an attempt to save some money, but the government is forcing these contractors to do so much locally. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but they're forcing them to hire in not local people, but like through a temporary agency, or source materials locally, stuff like that. They have to do a certain amount to show that the base is actually contributing to the economy, so they're making the contractors do some of that. This is new from what I've heard. So at my wife's work, there was a lot of positions that were removed. Some of them were surplus positions, they really didn't need. Some of them, I would almost say the position has been, it remains, that the job itself remains, the position does not. This is what they're going to hire the temporary agencies in to do, to cover their requirement. So what my wife's going to be doing, her boss did not get, her manager did not get let go, but her position did. So they're going to use temporaries under that manager, and they were doing that with several other positions. However, in doing this, you have a certain degree of people who, I'm not gonna try and stay with. Okay, let me step back. They were going to offer positions within the company. Some of them new positions. Some of them, some people retiring or whatever, and then we'll get to what else some of it is in a bit. But they were offering these positions to current employees, which means that they have already trained personnel, maybe not trained in that particular job, so they'll need a little bit of training, that can supervise, for the most part, in some aspects. In other aspects, they won't be supervising at all. They couldn't use temporaries in the position. But to supervise temporaries, well, whenever they do this restructuring, or whenever a new company takes over, or new bidding is coming up, you have a certain number of people who jump ship. They don't trust that there's going to be a job. Some of them, they offer a generous severance package. These are already retired individuals, a lot of them. With severance package, they can, do the severance for a while and maybe even go on unemployment for a while, and then decide if they want to do another job, retire, or whatever. In some cases, for some of these people, it's extra money. It's not, not a job they have to have. She had a guy retired that, with his retirement, his house had already been paid for and all. He was using it for extra money for buying a vehicle here and there, stuff like that, just for giggle, just for fun. He retired and quit doing that. At any rate, so her position was not available. She was going to be fired, I think it is, like 2 more weeks, if she didn't get a position back with the company. It's a good company to work for. Benefits are okay. The medical's not so good, but the time off to help me do my Santa stuff, she really needed to keep that. So she was applying for available jobs with the company and had 7 or 8 interviews for different positions. Thankfully, they were all within $1 of her own pay scale. And, they'd all require her to learn a little bit different, but she knows the basics of how the company works. So she went in for an interview, and between going in for that interview and coming back, she had an offer in her email. And that offer gave her a little bit more money, not a lot, for doing a different position, at a building a little further in than she normally works. So that means that the ride she normally gets to the building she's at, who actually works for a different company in the same building, doesn't work for the company my wife works for, and they're not doing the restructuring. But she actually is not going to be able to get a ride to the building another mile or 2 in. To the work, into work. And the lady usually runs, because she can park at the building. She doesn't have to park in a lot and then get bussed in. She normally runs pretty much right on time, which puts her getting to the area where she could drop my wife off to catch the bus to get to her position after the last bus has already left. So my wife is going to have to start driving into work again. Thankfully, gas has gone down. Gas is no longer, $4 and something a gallon. It's $1.50 a gallon. That could change, who knows, but currently that's what it is. My daughter, her school schedule, the one that's staying at home and going to school, switch majors, whatnot, is going to school every day during the week. She has 3 days she goes in the morning, 3 days she goes in the afternoon. She also has a job that she's just recently started. Been trying to find another one. She had a job, but it's a more of a part-time, as-needed affair. And they were going Tuesday and Thursday nights, and she had class Tuesday and Thursday nights. She hadn't worked in a couple months. Thankfully, she had some money saved up, from working. But her deal is staying at home. She has to pay her own gas and pay part of the insurance on the car. And hopefully eventually get herself a car and get off our insurance and all that, which that will solve some of this problem. At any rate, I'm not going to have a vehicle. in 2 weeks, I am not going to have a vehicle Monday through Thursday. My wife will be taking the Jeep, and my daughter will be taking the car, because my daughter's insured on the car. Car takes less gas, but and the Jeep has a problem here and there, but my wife likes driving the Jeep, and that's going to leave me high and dry with nothing. No vehicle for me, which is okay. I don't have to go anywhere. Just I can't go to the club by myself, can't go to the lake, so I have to tell you, all the fishing I'm going to be doing during the week, and most of the videos of fishing I'm going to be doing is going to be right here in the backyard. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed it.